Today we will use the ASIC analyzer to examine the following scenario. A lawyer in a law firm has a meeting with a corporate client. The client describes conduct that they have been made aware of within the company, and they are concerned that this conduct may be considered misleading and breach corporate responsibilities. The client is looking for advice on possible legal ramifications and penalties they might be up for. From the behavior the client describes, the lawyer is able to identify that this is a probable breach of ASIC Act Section 12DA. From the ASIC analyzer, select the Section Contravened filter. Either type into the search field 12DA or select from the list. From here, you can go from the 1600 ASIC judgments down to the 59 relevant judgments in one click. The lawyer is given a number of objective data points to better advise the client. They can see that most of the litigation is conducted in the federal court. They can see the trends in how often ASIC has targeted Section 12DA breaches over the years, and, a very important data point, in almost 98% of instances, ASIC has been successful or partly successful in Section 12DA matters. The client might not want to hear that, but it is very important in terms of managing expectations of the client and in terms of strategy. For example, the lawyer may be advising that there should be full cooperation with ASIC in an attempt to mitigate any penalties. You can see all of the penalties handed down by the court in matters where a Section 12DA breach has been found. The penalties are listed from highest, which is over $49 million, down to the lowest penalty which has been given out. The list also shows penalties handed down to individuals versus penalties given to corporations where the level of detail is required. It also lists the other penalties, including, for example, injunctions or directed disqualifications. If the client is more interested in directed disqualifications, the lawyer is able to click on this penalty type to see more detail on the 8 cases, including the period of disqualification. If you want to look more closely at a particular case, for example, the case with the highest pecuniary penalty, simply click on the case and the dynamic filters adjust accordingly. You can customize the display list to show the order, the case outcome, and the penalties. The case list displays even more granular information, breaking the outcome down by party and the subsection contravened. It also lists the costs payable. In this case, costs were over $834,000, another data point of significance in advising clients. You can also see the sentence relating to the costs order as it appears in the judgment. With all of this objective data, the client realizes that they are potentially in some trouble, so in terms of strategy, is looking for counsel experienced in defending Section 12DA matters. So we can go to the Representation tab. From here, we can immediately see the barristers with the most experience in these types of matters. We might want an even more targeted list, so we can look at experience in the last few years and in the Victorian Registry. Here, the interactive list updates to further refine a strong list of contenders to get the best possible outcome for the client. The analytics platform provides the lawyer with more data-driven and objective information to improve advice and better support the client experience.